Hello YouTube, what's up? It's me, Amaxter, back with episode 8 of Behind the Mod. In this episode, we have BBoldt joining us, who is the creator of Unabridged, The Pioneers, and has done some work on the Unity texture pack. Hello.
Hello.
So, you've done a lot of stuff with mod packs, mainly, like Unabridged, which is a kitchen sink pack on the AT launcher. So, how do you get started with that?
Well, it all started with my private server that I started in like 2013. I made Unabridged originally after the whole thing with Tinker's Construct and Greg Tech not being able to be in the same pack. It was like Feed the Beast Beta 1.5.2 with Greg Tech. So I wanted like everything together in a pack. So that's how Unabridged came to be. I just threw it all together and it's just been going on ever since.
And Unabridged is basically it's a huge kitchen sink pack, so I guess is that where it gets the name from?
Pretty much. It was actually a play on Feed the Beast's naming scheme. You know how they had like unhinged, uh, all the U names back then, you know?
Yeah, remember that. That's pretty clever. The thing about Unabridged is, unlike like lots of kitchen sink packs, it's actually you put a lot of work into making sure the mods and stuff all integrate with each other and making it all really comprehensive. So I guess was that always the plan?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's really important when you're putting a pack together to make sure all the mods play well with each other, you know?
Yeah, and the thing with Unabridged is you also have a bunch of you're using Unity, which is the basically a texture pack for a lot of mods that makes them all have this similar kind of unified approach. So what made you decide to do that?
Well, I really liked Unity. It's the first texture pack I ever really was able to use because it's so close to vanilla. And I really liked how it made the mods that had not so good textures look better, you know?
hmm Yeah, yeah, and I think it is pretty nice, and I guess it's a kind of a unique thing to have Unity as a default option for that. And I think yeah, Unabridged is on the AT launcher, and your more recent pack, the Pioneers, which is a 1.8 pack, is on CurseForge. So, what made you decide to switch? I guess.
I guess. Well, it was really more of an experiment, you know? Uh,
Was it like I know that the FTB launcher is becoming the new Curse launcher, so I guess was that I guess did that interest you going from ATL?
well, I never really liked the way the Feed the Beast launcher worked. You have to like upload a zip, and you have to wait almost 24 hours for it to be approved in some cases.
Yeah.
CurseForge is just really easy to put packs together, especially in the launcher. You just export the zip file with all your mods and everything, and it goes up there in like half hour to an hour.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot easier. But there have been also, I guess, there's been recent drama about CurseForge. But with the Pioneers, your 1.8 pack, any issues with that?
Actually, it's working a lot better than I thought it would. At one point, I went and like kind of remastered it. Initially, it was just to throw all the 1.8.9 mods together and see if they worked pack. But I wanted it to be something that was playable, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And the Pioneers, like, did you start out? So you mentioned yeah, wanting to have a 1.8.9 pack. So I guess do you plan to follow that into 1.9?
Not the Pioneers, but I am planning something special for 1.9, something involving mechanism.
Oh, right, because Mechanism 9 is coming to 1.9.4, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I actually want to build a pack around that because I think that would be pretty fun.
Huh. So I guess what motivates you to like make packs like I guess especially now that you're making more experimental like bleeding edge packs for newer versions. What motivates you to do that?
Well, I guess it's kind of fun just seeing how people play with it, you know? Like Like a couple weeks ago, a group of Swedish YouTubers picked up the mod pack, and I even watched some of their videos, all in Swedish, and commented on their stuff. It's pretty funny.
Huh. So is it's kind of the aspect of, I guess, community that motivates you?
Yeah, the community has some downsides, but I overall like all my interactions I have with it.
Have you noticed any like big differences between Unabridged on ATL and, I guess, is there like a different community with Curse?
Somewhat, but not really, because I have all my issue trackers on GitHub, so that's where I deal with most issues and everything. I guess you could say there's maybe some younger players on CurseForge, because it's a bit easier to download packs on there, you know?
Yeah, definitely. ATL is known for being more of a niche, or I guess a core audience of people that might be more dedicated, but I guess not quite as many of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to make Unabridged public on the AT launcher, like fully public. Right now it's in that one where you have to enter a code and everything. Like you go get the launcher and input the code Unabridged, and that's how you get it.
Huh. So what made you decide to go for ATL originally instead of, say, like a platform like Technic or FTB's thing?
Well, Technic is okay. I mean, I didn't really care about all the permissions things too much back in the day. But the problem with Technic, my main problem is you have to host all your own files somewhere, and that's a chore. And like I said before, I didn't really like the upload a zip thing that Feed the Beast does. So the way AT Launcher works is you get this big XML file where you input all your mods, you know, and all the mods. I don't know.
So
I'm blowing the interview. You hear that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're doing great. So basically, with ATL, you have this. It's in some ways more accessible for you because you don't have to host a download server or.
Yeah, pretty much. You upload all your mods, and it gets checked against their repository of mods. A lot of the times, it goes really quickly. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually pretty similar to the way Curse works, I think, because they have all the mods hosted there. You just kind of upload them, and they check against their databases, and they just download them from there.
And with regards to permissions, you take you're pretty good at getting permissions for mods and stuff. And I think I've heard that that's given you, I guess, a good relationship with lots of mod authors. So what's it like? What's it like to do
definitely.
that?
Well, mod authors are a lot more accessible than some people think. It's really easy to strike up a conversation with one on, like, IRC, for instance.
Yeah.
There are so many modders that are willing to talk about their mods, about bugs, about permissions. You just got to ask.
Definitely, and you're at least both of your packs. They have more, I guess, unconventional mods in them. Not always, the things you expect to see in a tech or kitchen sink themed pack. Like stuff like the Aether 2. So where does that come from?
Where does that come from? Yeah, I definitely like to showcase some of the more unique mods. It's funny you mentioned Aether 2 because that one was kind of a nightmare to get to work. It was conflicting with a lot of other mods, and I ended up running into this guy named Unascribed, who was posting issues to the GitHub with fixes for things.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up talking to him, and he made something called Aether Unofficial, and I used that for a little bit, and then it got taken down from CurseForge because it was it's basically a copy of the entire mod, which was kind of hilarious. Eventually, he made a tweak mod called AFI that pretty much it uses ASM to fix the bugs.
Oh, nice.
I think it only fixes one bug right now, though. So
yeah, stuff like the Aether.
In regard to mod permissions and stuff, not mod permissions, like licensing. Recently, I noticed that the Aether went fully open source. Their textures are Creative Commons, and they're under a GPL license now, so it should be easier in the future to for other modders to collaborate with them on their Aether in 1.9 and going forward.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter, and that was pretty cool. With that decision to take the Aether 2 open source, because it's notoriously been one of those mods. And there's always some of these mods that just, for whatever reason, the author decides they wanted a more controlled development experience with it. But do you think packs like Unabridged make it easier for modders to justify that? I guess that make those mods accessible to people playing packs like Unabridged.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a special place for packs with as many mods as possible running together. I mean, you can start up a server and it's you can have all your friends be happy and play how they want with the mods they want, and you can still play together with them, you know. I find that's really important. Not all your friends want to play a super locked down mode like Infinity Evolved Expert mode or some special mod pack that changes all the configs. Uh, it's important to have options where people can just play together, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't want to. That's one of the reasons, I guess. I personally, and I'm sure lots of people make their own custom packs or modify packs they like. They just want to play on a server with friends and not deal with tons of craziness.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what it's all about, really. Just hanging out with your friends. But that's not to knock on people who like to play single player. There's a lot of people who play Unabridged who play completely single player, and that's pretty interesting too. I think having IRC mod that even gives you kind of a sense of community if you're in single player because you can talk to other people who are also connected to the same server.
Yeah, it kind of yeah, stuff like IRC makes it really easy to take your pack and basically, even if they're playing single player, give them a community experience where they can just talk to people in that IRC channel.
Yeah, I think the community is really important. That's one of the reasons Minecraft modding has been a thing for so long because of all the community. It's really tight knit if you think about it.
Yeah, definitely. And with regards to, I guess, going back to 1.9 and stuff, so you're planning on making a 1.9 pack focused around mechanism. Any other big stuff you're excited for with 1.9?
Uh, I saw the previews for Metallurgy. They looked pretty cool. I guess seeing how the modders react to all the different changes in vanilla is always interesting with the new versions. And also, I don't know why, but people seem to flock to the new versions as soon as possible, even if it's like super buggy or whatever. But there's also things like the new Forge multi-part thing going into Forge soon.
I think
That
MC
should be
multi-part.
interesting to see. Yeah, I actually heard that they renamed it to Forge Multipart since it's actually going to be in Forge, but it's the one known as MC Multipart. That's going to be confusing for sure.
Yeah, yeah, which version are you talking about? But yeah, it looks. I think 1.9 is definitely at that stage now where modders can begin doing stuff with it because we're at 1.9.4 and lots of the initial quirks with 1.9 have sort of been fixed and Forge is updating. So I think it's kind of cool to see all the mods updating.
Really fast. Really fast. I think one of my favorite new mods that propped up in 1.8.9 was definitely JEI, the new replacement to NEI.
Oh yeah,
I think
definitely.
Mez has done a great job with that, you know.
Yeah, stuff like that, and also just chisels and bits by algorithm looks really cool.
Yeah, Chisels and Bits is actually really good, and I love that it was one of the early supporters of MC Multipart, so you can have it with your pipes and your wires and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see, like, I guess in a few months from now, if we have something like Unabridged or whatever, come in with like all these amazing 1.9 mods that are more integrated than ever.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Unabridged though. I don't think I want to continue that anymore.
Whether you do it or you do something else, but the point is like
Yeah, somebody's going to have a big, huge pack at some point, guaranteed.
Yeah, you can't let a kitchen sink pack go by. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on today. And do you have any, I guess, closing thoughts?
I really like what you're doing, interviewing the modders and the mod pack makers and the texture authors and stuff. It's all these people who can give you a good insight into a lot of things.
I really like yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I think it's really the cool thing about the series is we don't just have modders on. We have texturers on. We have people who work on mod packs like you on, and it's just really cool to have that diversified experience.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think it's a place. It's something needed in the YouTube community specifically. Somebody just to come interview everybody, get different points of view, different thoughts on things that happened, like drama or whatever. It's always good.
Yeah, definitely. And just thank you so much for taking some of your time and being on here. Thank you all of you guys for watching Behind the Mod episode 8, and see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.